Hello everybody, I'm Joshua Stauffer, and today I'm going to attempt to repair this VHS cassette. It's a TDK HS Super Avalon. HS stands for High Standard, or that's what they call it anyway. I personally think Maxell and Scotch are better brands than TDK was. But anywho, I ran this tape through my VHS rewinder this morning, and look at this. There is no tape connected to the end of that reel. And in here, oh, wrong side. This is where the button is. Okay, here we go. See? No tape there. Which only means one thing. The rewinder got a little too aggressive, and it forgot to put on the brakes and slow down before stopping and ejecting. It pulled too hard on the end of the reel and popped off. So, I'm going to the best of my ability, try to repair this thing. If I'm not able to, it's not a huge loss, because I already did copy this onto a DVD, but it'd be interesting to see if I can get this thing playable again. If any far more valuable tapes than this get snaps like this in the future, I'll know how to fix it. So I'm gonna try to take this thing apart and see what we're dealing with. Okay, all the screws are out. Got 5 of them there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm gonna flip it over carefully. Let me tap it a little bit, see if little pieces of broken screw came out. No, I don't think so. Alright, take the top half off and see what's inside here. And here it is, folks. The inside of my little build tape. See, I had to break the label in half there. So we got that one reel there. Now this reel here, if you can see it too good, there's a little white thing there. Yeah. See? Right here. That's where the black part of the tape becomes clear. And so that goes around and oh, it's actually right. I can look at it. The clear part ends right there? That's strange. I thought it would. Okay, now it's loose. Yeah, that's the clear guide part right there. That part right there is supposed to be. Oh, look at this. I see a little piece right there still sticking in. So I guess that must be the other half of. Yeah, because I think it's supposed to be on this side of that grabber hook there. And then, well, you know, I'm not sure now. I should do a little research before I, I'll look at one of my other tapes and see how that looks. Assuming that there's supposed to be a little bit on that side, supposed to come out here, which means if it was pulling right there, that could be where it broke. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I removed this reel. I just pulled this little thing here and that unlocked it. Got a little spring there, see? What I'm going to try to do now is remove this red piece here. It'll take out that little last piece of broken clear tape there. And then I'm going to take this, wedge it into that little space there. I don't know if it probably doesn't need glue or anything. It just holds in with the tight friction, because that is a very tight fit, that piece right there. So I'll wedge the clear film into there, snap the red piece back in, and that should hold it back into place. And I'll test it, make sure it's tight and everything. Alright, so here's my Eleanor Wonders Why tape. I cranked it back to the very beginning by hand to show what it would look like if a rewound it. And yes, I was right. The clear film comes out of the right side of that piece there, and then the access comes out of the left side. Which means when we reassemble this, we want it to come out here and have the rest coming out there. So it makes perfect sense that there's still that little bit left with all the force pulling right here, ripping it off, leaving the stuff that's inside tight, and that still coming out the other end. That's a good sign. If it was like just dried up, worn out glue or something, it would have slid the whole thing straight out. So if I put it in there tight behind that piece again, it should be able to fully function like it did before. Now the trick will be getting that piece out. So I'm gonna open up my little, or Mom's little eyeglass repair kit here, and see if I can pop that little thing out. Be a little tricky getting back into, but we'll see how it goes. Check it out, I actually got that red piece out of there. And it did not break, it's still there in one piece. That's good. Right there's where it came out. Now they said you should take this little broken piece out right here. Just draw it out with this little thingy, I guess. Okay. And see, it's got that little dent there, and you see that little round peg hole there? It's got that little peg on it right there, and that's what holds it in place. No glue, no nothing, just some real good solid friction. Actually, I don't know if friction's the right word because it's not moving across, but just, it holds it tight like a hinge, you know what I mean? Now, just gonna get this stuff back wrapped around here, and into there, around there, and clip that back on. And look at this, I mean, this is very sturdy material, like you can't even tear it in half or anything. Those rewinders are just a little bit too powerful there. Because I guess the corner of that little groove must have, I guess, cut it when it pulled. But other than that, under normal circumstances, it's usually pretty reliable material. I wish this thing would focus better, but if you look very closely, you see right there where they used to bend over. Sticking out a little bit there. Yeah, see how it's like upside down L shape? That's where it went into the reel. I was a little unsure about this thin piece of metal right here, but see, it's a little bit bendy. And I was able to pull that down a little bit to get the clear film around this peg here. Now, one thing I want to point out is that some of the library tapes that I watched when I was little, the tape is supposed to go between this big round thing here and that little round peg there. But I guess some of the library tapes in the past got broken just like this one, and I think when the librarians tried to fix it, they made the mistake of wrapping the tape around the outside of this part instead of between here, because when I open it up, I could see that it was, like, I think up against this thing. Yeah, let me look at that tutorial again. I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes, because why else would that round thing be right there, that smaller peg? No, actually, what was I, crazy? It is supposed to go around the outside of that round part. I guess the librarians made the same mistake that I was just about to make. Because, yeah, when you look at it from the top, it goes around that part there, then comes down around this round part here. I remember seeing a little sharp part that I was afraid was gonna rub up against the way they had repaired it the wrong way. I thought that sharp part I was remembering was this thing right here, but no, I think it was some other deal in this side. Well, anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about when I put it back together. I'm pretty sure I got this figured out now. Yeah, okay, that looks about right. So here comes the dark part with magnetic stuff on. So we're going to take that around, put it between those two, so that it goes straight down onto that reel, which will be that one. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. Now the hard part. We take that red thing and somehow clip it back into there on top of the clear tape. We do want to leave a little bit loose. Normally the clear stops here if you go all the way. Since it's a little bit broke off, it's probably going to be more like here-ish, but that's okay. Alright, I borrowed Dad's pliers, and I finally got that red piece back on. The good news is, this seems like it'll be tight enough. You'll see it's not pulling across or anything. It's plenty tight on the two sides. That peg in the middle, the only little bad news is I pushed it in just a tiny smidget too far down, so it's not connecting to the little peg in the middle, so that's why it looks a little bit more bent there than it did before. But it should be tight enough to be safe to play and rewind. So it's now time to reassemble this and see if it still works. Alright, I got it reassembled. Now what I was trying to say before is, yes, that is the way the tape is supposed to be threaded. What I saw before on those weird library cassettes was that instead of the silver metal thing, I saw the tape wrapped around that little sharp corner there. Yeah, right there, see? Can't focus very good. Alright, now you can see it. through that little slot on the other side of the silver cylinder. I don't know how it managed to play that way, but somehow it did. But apparently somebody took it apart and tried to fix it and threaded it through the wrong way. But I actually got it right. What do you know? Alright, it's put back together now. I did take a pair of scissors and poke it into the little hole there because as I was struggling to get the red piece back on, the clear part of the tape got a little bit crinkled, and when the magnetic tape wraps around that, if it has a ton of wrinkles in, it's gonna leave dents in the good magnetic tape. So I snipped some of that out. It looks like the red piece is in there good. I'm 99.9% sure that it is safe to use now. My only other concern would be, as I was putting it back together, the magnetic tape briefly touched some little magnetic piece of something that was in that little eyeglass repair kit. So I hope that didn't mess up the magnetic particles to the point that it would magnetically stick to something inside the VCR, but it wasn't a whole lot of touching there. At the very worst, it probably messed up the picture a little bit. So, this is it, folks. Here we go. Get a little sound on here. Hope this ain't too loud. Let's see if this will play.
The one and only Little Bill is coming next.
Hey!
Little Bill.
And yes, those fuzzy gray lines were there before. That's what I'm talking about! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Little Bill.
Wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it, but it looks like it was a success. I'll let it run to the end of the intro and then we'll try rewind it. Alright, that stopped. In the rare case that it might fall apart, I think I'll try the little jet rewind thing, because if it's not too close to the beginning, it'll most likely unwind it from the video heads before it starts spinning, so that if it does go in the beginning and pulls apart, at least it won't be tangled around everything else. So let's see what it'll do here. Yes. Alright, here we go. Do an instant eject when it's done. Let's see how it looks now. Oh, I think, let me get rid of this little battery thing again. Yep, it's still attached. We did it! Alrighty, well. If this ever happens again, at least now I know how to do it. So hopefully it won't. I think I'll, for the more rare or delicate or more valuable tapes, I'll stick to rewinding in the VCR. I mean, the ones that are a little more easily replaceable, I'll probably do the rewinder, but if I do use the rewinder for this, I'll probably try to remember to stop and eject before it hits the beginning so that it doesn't rip off again. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I will see you later. Hope this helps.